his bid on eBay. It's actually blowing my mind that this seems like this is actually going to potentially go down, but it is, right? So GameStop, Cohen, the boss, has put in an offer of $56 billion. And he says that he could turn eBay into a legit competitor to Amazon. Believes there's nobody who is more qualified than him to run the auction side of eBay. Now, from my understanding, he says, I'm thinking about turning eBay into something worth hundreds of billions of dollars. To my understanding, he apparently has secured about a 20-some-odd billion dollars investment from a bank in order to potentially, 20-some-odd billion dollars of debt investment to try to make this happen. GameStop really has made an official $56 billion offer to buy eBay. The game store is barely a quarter the size of the online auction site, but CEO Ryan Cohen believes that the offer could be transformational for eBay, which he hopes to turn into an online retailer that could supposedly rival Amazon. Right? Yeah, exactly. Looks like TD Bank is apparently planning on financing it, which is crazy shit. Reports about the deal began to emerge this past Friday, and Cohen made it official with an open letter to eBay chairman Paul Pressler on Sunday. The proposal? GameStop gets all common stock of eBay Inc. at $125 per share. A $56 billion buyout, which will comprise 50% cash and 50% GameStop common stock. Cohen would serve as CEO and will be compensated solely based on the performance of the combined company as a whole. Ahead of the deal, eBay was valued around $46 billion, so GameStop's offer does go substantially beyond market value. GameStop itself is only valued around $12 billion, but Cohen says that he has a commitment from TD Securities for up to $20 billion. Now, see, that right there is the thing that I didn't see coming. All right, I didn't see a $20 billion investment from TD Securities. I didn't think that he was going to be able to do something like that. But then again, when you have $9 billion in cash, you can leverage some debt. You can make it happen. But $20 billion investment is fucking insane. In any case, where the rest of the money will come from is unclear, but GameStop does have $9 billion in cash on hand. And the Wall Street Journal sources suggest that external backing from, say, a sovereign wealth fund in the Middle East is possible. So now we're talking about potentially involving the Saudis like we did with EA and other organizations already. So, I don't really know how to feel about this. I don't know how to feel about GameStop owning eBay. eBay's massive, okay? I don't like the way GameStop was ran before. Granted, I haven't shopped there since Cohen took over, so I don't know if it's improved. But every single time I walk past a GameStop, it looks like it's death in there, bro. It looks like it is straight up death. Like, I don't know how to explain it other than there's one employee, usually only. That's basically it. There's multiple stores closing down that I've heard of. There's barely any payroll, barely any employees, and most of it is toys and Pokemon stuff. So I don't like, I would rather shop at a mom and pop, like, independent gaming store than go to a GameStop. I feel like you go to a GameStop at like, if you are out of all options, which I feel like in today's modern online world, how the fuck are you out of options like that? I don't understand why anybody, anyway. Hey, some people really like GameStop, which, whatever, it's fine, right? But I don't see how this could be beneficial for anybody that shops the kind of products that we do, right? Like gaming stuff and everything, because he's not buying this to try to expand the gaming sector. That may come with it, but he's trying to buy this to become the next Amazon. That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to become the next Amazon. He wants to fucking compete with Amazon. Amazon just recently announced that they rolled out in, like, I forgot how many places. I don't know if it's a few states or whatever, but they rolled out 1 hour delivery. Brother, Amazon could deliver to you in 1 hour now. 1 hour.
Holy shit.
That's crazy. Right? So, I mean, it's going to take a lot to compete. I'm not saying he shouldn't compete, but still, like, you're not. I feel like the focus of GameStop is incredibly different than the focus of eBay. So if you're going to leverage a gaming company like GameStop to then become the next Amazon with eBay, I just don't see how that works, right? And hey, maybe he's crazy. Maybe he's crazy in a good way. But I just don't see how this is going to work. I feel like, because the last thing I want is for eBay to go down and die because somebody at GameStop managed to convince them to sell, buy the company, and then run it into the fucking ground. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want that. I don't want them to run into the ground. Now, obviously, they can absolutely not run it into the ground and make it successful, but what's the chances of that? You know, exactly, Full Metal. I find shit on eBay that I can't find on Amazon. Exactly. A lot of the manga that I buy sometimes is from eBay because you find some old manga, they're in good condition. You know, I'd rather buy it there. But in any case, so eBay should be worth and will be worth a lot more money, Cohen tells the Wall Street Journal. I'm thinking about turning eBay into something worth hundreds of billions of dollars. If that doesn't sound confident enough, he adds, there is nobody who is more qualified based on my experience to run the eBay business. Damn, this guy really likes himself. He likes himself. Holy shit. Cohen suggests that if the two companies combine, Fusion Dance style, GameStop's physical stores could collect items from eBay sellers. That's an idea. He also suggested that eBay could expand on live commerce, a QVC meets TikTok model where sellers hawk their wares via live stream, and something eBay is already investing in. It could be a legit competitor to Amazon, Cohen claims, also saying he wants to be personally involved in transforming eBay. I buy a lot of old video games and other odds and ends on eBay, and I think the experience is basically a good one these days. Notwithstanding a bad experience with an individual seller here and there, of course. Meanwhile, I haven't had a good transaction with GameStop since it was called oh shit. Suffice to say that I'm skeptical anything good for consumers would come with the deal. Yeah, for the first time ever, I'm gonna agree with a journalist. I'm gonna agree with a journalist, man. I know I feel like hell has frozen over, but I agree with them word for word. I don't understand how this could be good for any of us. I don't understand how this could be good for consumers in any way whatsoever. I don't know how this is going to make our experience better as shoppers on both platforms, by the way. Right? On either GameStop itself or over on eBay. I don't see how it makes it better for any of us. You know? So I wanted to report on this because yesterday I said there's no fucking way this was going to happen, and I was wrong. Now, granted, it still may not happen, but you know, at the end of the day, I gotta admit when I was wrong. I was wrong here. I thought that this would never happen. I thought he would never be able to pull the funds. Apparently, he's serious. They're very serious. Like they sent out an official letter and everything. So who knows? I don't know what's gonna happen from here. But if we find out in a couple of weeks that they accepted the bid, bro, it's gonna be insane. It's going to be insane. We'll see what happens anyway.